So welcome back to the Sawmill. Today's video was sponsored by our friends over at U-Green. And before we get started on today's project, which is working on some doors, let me show you guys what they sent us over. All right, friends, we're down here in the workshop today. We may head up to the Sawmill this afternoon though, depends on what goes on down here today, because I think I'm going to run out of boards over here on my doors and I'll have to go to the kiln and get some more pine, but we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Right now I want to share with you guys my newest power station I got here at the Sawmill. And you guys know, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, I am a big fan of these portable power stations. And this right here is a nice one, friends. It's made by U-Green. So what we're looking at here is the U-Green Power Roam 1200 watt portable power station. Now this unit has a very fast charging time. You can go from 0 to 80% battery in 50 minutes with the AC charge. This unit also has the push battery capacity with U-Turbo, which will power 90% of your appliances. And guys, like anything else, we do have an app for this U-Green power unit. Right there it is. It goes on your Apple phone. They also have Android as well. And you can access a lot of your features with the app to power up your unit and also change the settings. This is done by Bluetooth and it works really good. You just pull up the app, turn on your power unit and push this button right here, and that will turn on the Bluetooth capabilities for this unit. Alright, so let's talk about the unit real fast. Right here you have 4 USB ports on the front, the on and off switch on the bottom. You have your screen, which shows you everything going on, the watts going in, the watts going out, your battery percentage. Over here you have a flashlight actually, and it has a SOS, a flashing light, and maybe a strobe as well right there. And over here you have your traditional, what I call cigarette lighter outlet. Get that off there. There it goes, pulling the wrong way. So this has a cigarette lighter outlet as well on this side. And below that you also have 2 more outputs for your 12 volt. As we turn this on its side, there's the AC inputs. You have 6 of those. There's the power button to put power on these. So right here on the other side you have the charging ports. So right here we have a reset in case there's an overload. That's pretty much like a breaker in a power panel. Here is a plug to use 110 or an AC outlet to charge up the unit. Right here, this yellow one is for solar panels, which is my preferred method to charge these up. Having these for emergencies, I do use them daily in my shop. And one of the primary uses when I'm working during the day is, you guessed it, charging up cameras. And one of my main cameras is my cell phone. So I've always got a way to charge up my phone all the time if I need to. Another way you can save money with these power units is charging up the batteries on all of your power tools. There's a power tool battery. You plug it up right there. You turn on the AC button and you're charging. So once again, thanks to U-Green for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it. And there's links down below, guys, to go check out this product. There's a link in the top comment and also the video description. And now we're going to get on to the video and build some doors. I need to put 2 more boards on this side of the door, and this part will be finished, except for trimming on the ends. And I might get the number 7 jointer plane out and kind of flatten this down a little. There's a little bit of unevenness on a few of these boards. Not a whole lot, but just a little. And then we'll flip it over and do the other side. But I like how it's turning out so far. In case you've not seen this door in previous videos, I am doing tongue and groove on all this white pine right here. It's turning out really well. I like how this is going. So let's go ahead and crank up the jointer and get 2 more boards milled up. And we'll put some tongue and grooves on them and get this front side done. And I guess if you've never seen this before, a lot of you guys might be new to the channel, you've not seen these machines down here. Here's the process of getting one of these boards ready for the tongue and the groove. And we use this machine to get our first edge. This is my 16-inch Hammer 8341 jointer. I bought this about 2 years ago. It's a really good machine. It's a combo machine. It actually has a planer on the bottom, but I never use it because I got the molder and also a Grizzly 20-inch. but this is a really nice machine, and it does have the helical cutter head. And as far as dust collection goes, I use the dust collector for the molder. I take it and I hook it up right there, and that runs over here to the Wood-Mizer collector that goes to the molder. And guys, look over the mess down here. Like I said, I've not done much down here for the past few months, and it is embarrassing. I need to do better. My goodness, what a mess. Clamp this board to the workbench so it doesn't walk off with me. And I didn't get this on video because I forgot to turn my camera on. I put this on my table saw after the jointer and got my other straight edge. But I forgot to press record. Clamped up, and one day, hopefully sooner than later, I say that all the time, but hopefully one day I will build myself a proper workbench. But I will say this, I've been working on this Harbor Freight workbench since about, I think I bought this secondhand off Craigslist in 2014 or maybe 2013. Gave a guy 50 bucks for it, it was already used. And I will say this, it's light, the clamping surface is not too great, and it's not flat, but it's served me pretty well over the years. And no real complaints, I guess. I've made a lot of money with this workbench right here. I've built a lot of tables and a lot of mantles using this workbench. So, can't say nothing bad about it, but one day, hopefully, I'll build myself a proper workbench. So I'm doing a tongue and groove joint on both sides of this board, and I'm using my Lee Nielsen number 48 hand plane. Now, I put a picture on Instagram the other day showing this particular tool. This is a really nice tool. It's a high-end tool. It's several $100s. Lee Nielsen makes the best hand tools in the world, in my opinion. I don't think nobody does better than those guys. But this tool does the tongue and the groove both. It's a great tool, and it's based off an old Stanley hand plane that was made probably more than 100 years ago. A really nice tool. We're set up for the groove. So, to do the other operation, you just pull a pin that's spring loaded, move the fence around, and you're ready for that. And I will put some Johnson's paste wax on the fence as I'm doing this operation because it makes the hand plane go over the work so much better, so much better. And, not to ramble on a bunch, if you guys know who out there made the decision to quit making this stuff, tell them it was a terrible decision. I'll tell you what, this stuff on eBay now is like $80 a can because they discontinued it. And I found out about that last year, so I got on eBay last year when it was still like 10 bucks a can. And don't tell nobody, but I have 50 cans of this. So hopefully I won't need any more Johnson's paste wax for the rest of my life, and Bruno will be using this stuff until he's probably 30 or 40 years old. But I don't know why they quit using it, or quit making it rather. They outlawed it and discontinued it for some kind of chemical reason, I guess, but that was a terrible decision. I love this stuff. That's why I bought so much of it, so I'll never be without. And the first rule when using this tool is start on the end of your workpiece and push forward and slowly work yourself back. You don't start on the very front of the board and take off. You want to start on the end and kind of go backwards. When I build me a workbench one day, I'm going to make it a whole lot taller. I'm 6'3", and this thing is way too short. You do encounter a knot, and sometimes you won't see it till you start working your material down. you want to go over it pretty fast and it cuts a whole lot better. If you go at your normal speed, it's going to get hung up right there. So, start back here, get close to it, and I'll go real fast. And it does the operation. It does cut the tongue right here. And it's the best way of doing it without making a mess. If you go slow, you'll hit that knot, and it's aggravating. You got to push through it, and sometimes you can't even get the tool to go through it because you can't shove it hard enough. So speed is your friend. Right there. We got the tongue finished up and it looks pretty good. Nice and square. And something you want to make sure you do when you use that tool is always reference your fence off the same face, which is that face right there. A few minutes ago I was referencing this knot right here and my speed I had to use to cut it. And even though it is a pretty nasty knot, I was able to get some nice clean cuts on the timber with that tool, but your tool's got to be sharp. That one finished up, we got our groove right there on the top. And I'm sure you could tell in the video footage I was having a lot of trouble with this board because of this large knot right here. I stalled out several times, but I stayed with it and I was able to cut right through it finally and get my groove right there down the middle. Alright friends, before we attach that to our door, I got one thing to take care of. Bruno is ready for his tracker ride. Let's go get him. Friends, let's see how we did on our joinery right there. Oh, it slid right in there. Looks like we need one more board. And right there's a good candidate, even though it does have some major knots right there and right there on that side.